Hello and welcome to A Life More Boaty. Today we are here courtesy of TBS Boat Sales to have a look at this 2017 Jeanneau NC11. Now NC11 stands for New Concept. So this boat was originally launched I think around about 2010, and the new concept was it was a fairly radical change to the way that Jeanneau had been building powerboats, sort of think of the Mary Fisher range up until this point. And the new concept really is genuinely spread across this entire boat. So this one you can see it's got a little grey hull. You can also notice if we just pop up here, you've got some sort of moulded in hull windows, which was relatively new at the time. You'll also see that over here we have a helm door, and it's a non-flybridge version. But it really, the new concept idea starts right from the moment you step on board. So obviously we've got a bathing platform here. You'll notice there's a big sea door there, and another solid moulded sea door on that side, so it's really easy to get on board. Swim ladder access down there, so if you want to go on board, nice and easy, lift this catch up, slide that door across, and if I take a step back onto the pontoon, you'll see we've now got access on both sides. Really nice. Storage in the back of this unit here, so if I just flip there for sailboard up, try and do this with one hand, and two, you've got access to a pretty decent locker in there. Now that's the same access to the locker that you would have access to from in here. So if I pop round this side and unpop or uncatch this one here, like so, same very large locker for life raft in it at the moment. So that is the locker, but there's more to this than meets the eye. So effectively, oh by the way, there's quick engine access down there, there is full engine access down there, and it gets even more a clever concept. So this seat effectively can slide backwards and forwards. So at the moment you can see it's pegged in down here. So if we lift this peg, I've already done the one on the other side, it gives you the ability to choose whether you want more cockpit space or more platform space. So at the moment, if I swing back round here, you can see we've got maximum bathing platform, but you'll also notice down in here we have a runner system. So if I probably do it this way around, so if I effectively push this seat forward, you'll notice it slides back to there, and if I go up over here in the corner, that then gives us a lot more saloon deck space. That obviously comes at the expense of bathing platform, so you've lost your bathing platform, but cleverly, because they've got access on both sides, you still have the ability to get in and out of the water, in and out of the pontoon, and still have that excessively large deck saloon. Basically this is a shade over 12 meters, so that is a pretty decent cockpit for a boat of this size. So I say engine access down there, we'll have a look at on the way out. You can now see engine hatch 1, engine hatch 2. So this is a massive lazarette, but I say we'll have a look at that on the way out. While we're out here, we will head round the decks. So 8 very asymmetric decks, as you can see. Big one that side, a raised and much narrower one on that side. And also actually while we're here, look, decent extension from the hard top. And there's also an additional extension that you can have here, and you can, if you want, zip in the entire size to make this completely enclosed. So you'll notice again, you've got kids or whatever, it's really nice deep side deck on this side that takes you forward with a nice grab rail. There is a second grab rail up on the hard top, right the way forward to this side helm door. One more step up, midships cleat, takes you right the way forward to this large, rather lovely lounge sunbathing area up here, right the way forward. And you'll notice it's quite a beamy bow up here. So a lot of older style boats were more pointy at the front, excuse my terminology, and this they brought a lot of the beam of the boat forward. Lumar windlass anchor down there, anchor locker in here, and it's quite nice. I don't know how well you can see in there. It's quite nice that you've got anchor separation points, so you can put anchor chain one side, fenders and warps the other. Nice little perch seat up here. I spin it around, you can see two decent wipers, and again you'll look down this side deck, you'll notice it's substantially narrower, so you can tow your way down there if you want to, 1 foot after the other, but on this side deck you can effectively walk conventionally feet side by side. And we will pause here for a moment to show you this pretty decent opening electric Webasto sunroof. Probably see from here it's got glass panels in there, so you can shade those off if you want to. So that is the side decks and the external space. But it doesn't stop there, because the next thing is, effectively, to gain access, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 independently sliding panels. Now the conventional point of entry is through that door here, and that gives you short access, but you can, if you want to, uncatch that one. Oh, and this one, if I remember how to do it. No, 2 hands needed, bear with me. There you go. And then slide those 2 back into that position there. So now you've got what I would class as a fairly conventional aperture into the boat, or opening into the boat. First thing that greets you as you come in is its galley up. Obviously that frees up space down below deck, but it also means that that galley then feeds straight into this rather large exterior cockpit space that we've just looked at. And it's a decent space as well. So you've got effectively sideboarding up here. Let me just drop my shoes off. So sideboarding up here with a nice little leather inset here. Underneath that we have a very practical and usable twin burner gas hob, stainless sink. That's matched underneath with an NO gas oven, and if I get this right, I think fridge in there, bin and storage in there, and then a few other things like cutlery drawer in there. Over this side we have the distribution panel for the battery switches and breakers. Webasto diesel warm air heating there, and helm station again backing up to the galley here. Decent helm station with pop-up bolster, side access door that we looked at from outside, and that slides across and almost gives you reaching distance to the midships cleats. If you're single-handed, it's really handy. So you're at the helm, you can jump out midships cleat straight onto the pontoon, or go forwards or aft depending on how you're mooring. Now pretty much I think all of the Jeanneau NC11s came with Volvo Pentas. Most of them were twin D3s. I think these are D3 200s, but I'll drop the technical details in here. Volvo Penta controllers, added benefit of joystick controller. That's married as well into the additional quick bow thrust we have over here. Usual selection of carling switches, VHF radio over there, Raymarine GPS navigation system, Raymarine autopilot, and then beautifully paired analog engine gauges. And if I just drop myself in the helm seat, really good helming position, lovely good visibility. You've got the option as well to stick your head out the top if you want a better view, and again if you drop yourself down you've got a pretty impressive view stern to if you're coming stern to on the moorings. Now obviously the other thing you get down here, or up here I suppose technically, is this very, very big dinette. And again, the whole concept continues here. So we'll start with the fact that this table slides in and out, so you can move the table out this way, quite logically as you would expect with all of these tables these days. It comes with folding leaves. I probably should slide the bits out, but they're supported, so that gives you really decent big table. But you'll also notice down here footstools. So these little footstools pull out. You can then slide that whole table out this way, put one footstool at this end of the table, one footstool at the other end of the table, and you can effectively get 2, 4, 6, 7 people around this table, which is pretty impressive. And when you finish using them, they very cleverly slide in over there out the way. Now the tricks don't stop there. Both of these seats have additional functionality. So this is a one you'll probably be familiar with, but this seat over here folds forward and becomes a co-pilot or navigator seat to go with the helm seat we have over here. Lift it up, that then pivots backwards. I pop over this way, you can see that now up, and if I sit on it, cleverly moulded into this piece of wood here is somewhere to tuck your fingers, so you've got a great grab rail, and what a fantastic place to sit as a companion to the skipper as he's pottering along. So I will just fold that back, hopefully a bit easier going back the other way. Gravity is on my side, so there you go, that folds back in like that. Now this seat over here, I'll just drop these cushions back for the owner. Now this seat over here does a very, very similar thing. So at the moment, obviously they are all facing forwards, or not forwards, but they're all facing that way. And then the unique thing is if you fold that forwards, you fold that forward, everyone has the ability to face forwards as you're going along. But with this seat, when you're at anchor or you've stopped, you can drop that seat back that way, and it has the capacity or the ability to look outside. But I know what you're thinking, but the doors are in the way. When we looked outside, we saw those 4 section doors, and you can see they're all up here and they all independently move themselves. So effectively I can slide them all across here. I think you have to do it one at a time. I can drop these catches down, slide them across, and then wait for them to catch in the next section. Same again, drop them across, 1, 2, 3, like so, and go back outside. And lo and behold, you have a truly spectacular sociable space. Again, bearing in mind that we've got this aft cockpit seat in its aftmost position, gives us that really fantastic deck space. And underneath here you have storage as well. And storage, as I mentioned before, part of this new concept, is a feature that pretty much runs across the whole boat. So both of these sections in the floor, this one and this one, both lift up. And again, really clever catches. So you just push the button in, catch lifts up, push the button in, catch lifts up, that section pivots forwards, up would be a better description, and then down here you have a really good bit of storage. So, and again, this is just over 11 metres this boat, so absolutely acres of storage. And equally brilliantly, what they've done is they've put these little storage drawers, so it gives you somewhere to put all those fiddly bits and pieces, engine spares perhaps, bits for your Dyson vacuum cleaner. There's then more storage down under here, and also access to parts of the boat. And look, even comes with a little window, so you could you? No, you couldn't, you'd be very short to sleep in there. But what it does give you is light down here. And then effectively, if I do the same, I'll just come out of here first and shut this one down. So we shut that one down. Again, beautifully simple catches. Drop those down. We'll do the same over this side. Pop that one up. Pop that one up. And then under here, we have another truly vast locker. So down here you've got your trip outs for the engines, I believe, and the bow thruster. Lots and lots of storage. Access here to, again, the heater, and equally more storage and some of the cabling and wiring. Infill cushion here for the dinette, because I forgot to mention, but that dinette, that table is high-low, drops down and gives you an infill cushion to make that another double berth. Drop those catches down. So there you go. And the real benefit of having this vast opening sunroof, lovely opening side door, does give you the ability to get really good ventilation. And again, you can select where you want those door sections to be. Storage again, big storage bins down both sides, storage lockers in there and in here. Another access point for the Webasto, Fusion stereo down there. And then effectively that leads us on to head down below and have a look at the cabin space. Because they've left this section open at the top, you're getting that natural light that drops down from the windscreen and obviously comes through the sunroof above us. 1, 2, 3 steps down below. First of all, we'll go forwards into this pretty impressive master cabin. Now again, that new concept continues in here, so you'll notice down here there's a considerable amount of floor space, and cleverly I've come inside they've split the doors, so effectively 2 half doors rather than 1 big door. And you'll also might have noticed that the bed looks bumped up, so I'll show you why that's like that on the way out. Access to light and ventilation through the foredeck hatch, and then those moulded hull windows that we looked at from outside. Mirror behind the bed, another one on that side. Now they haven't tried to make this an ensuite cabin, but they have given you decent wardrobe storage, and again, always, who doesn't like a wardrobe with a window in it? So the trick of this bed is effectively this section here, I don't know if you can see this line that runs across here, enables the mattress to fold up on itself. So that gives you that really good floor space. But if you want to sleep, really simple, hand under the bed, pull it back, and effectively it, with a little bit of a gentle nudge, drops back down and makes you back into a full size double bed. Now obviously at the expense of the floor space, but the doors still open because they're those split twin doors. So really, really clever use of space. Now over on the starboard side, we have cabin number 2, and this is made up effectively as 2 singles. Decent bit of wardrobe there, again benefiting from the hull windows. And if I just do my usual headroom checker, I'm 1.7 meters, plenty of room there for headroom. If I drop down under here, you can then see really deep berths, and you'll also notice there's a space in here, and casually sitting over here we have an infill cushion. So if you want to make this a double, super simple, pull the infill along like so, drop your cushion in. Obviously you do this with 2 hands, and lo and behold, you now have, I'll take a step back, you now have a full size, in fact a very, very large double berth. Come out of that cabin, head across the companionway over to the port side, and you have a very, very capable, decent sized heads. So Jabasco electric flush loo there, quite nice here. They've got the gauge for the holding tank, so you know where that sits. Very stylish, moulded in porcelain sink, again benefiting from those hull windows, and they've got enough space to put a completely independent separate shower. So again, lipped shower tray so the water doesn't run out. Little folding bench seat, and over there you can see shower on the shower head. Again, standing, good standing, in fact probably more standing headroom in here because it comes up under the helm station, so plenty of headroom in there. So there you go, that's the accommodation. Now before we go any further, let us have a look at the engine bay. Now this is going to take a little bit of fiddling around, so I am just going to pause the camera and pick up with you in a moment. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, there is simple access to the engine bay and then also access to the lazarette as well. So if I just pop their cable up over here for a moment just to get it out the way so we don't trap it in anything. So we'll start with the sort of front access to the engine and lazarette. So as always, pop a catch out. And just for the sake of it, this looks like real teak outside here and then synthetic teak on the deck. So lovely self-supporting struts on there, and then you've got this incredible, again, lazarette, space. So there you can see some spare cushions in there, or cushion for the seat behind us. Battery box over that side, there's a second battery box over that side. Looks like they've got storage down here for their dinghy and their outboard. And if I go over this side, down here, you'll notice we now have access to the front of the engines. Cleverly they've put a board in front here just to stop any of your storage items drifting into the engines. But if you want to gain more engine access, again, second step, remembering that that seat has to be slid all the way back. Pop that catch out, go over this side, pop this catch out. Gosh, there's a stiff one, this one. There we go. Pop that out, open that up, and we've now got secondary engine access. Now obviously if you're doing a bit of service work, there is a second hatch, as I mentioned, over the other side to give you engine or access to the back of the engines. And down here we have a couple of Volvo Penta D3 200s. I think some of the later versions did come with 220s, I think. But yeah, what an incredible space for access to the engines and for storage. So there you go. I'm just going to drop this back down while I finish off. So we will say thank you very much to the team at TBS Boat Sales for letting us have a look around this rather lovely 2017 Jeanneau NC11. Do hope you've enjoyed the tour. If you have, do please like and subscribe. It really does help us out with the Google algorithm. And I'll drop some additional videos in on the side here to show you some of the other boats we've got on the channel. We have well over 300 now, so do please have a look through our back catalogue. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you next time round. Thank you very much for watching.